I have finally figured out how the animators at Sony managed to create these unique and striking expressions. After analyzing this movie frame by frame and spending hours testing with different techniques, I did it. And I boiled it down to 3 separate elements. In this video, I'll be explaining each of these elements and tell you how you can achieve these expressions in your animations. We'll be focusing on Zoe, the youngest of the trio and the one with the most expressive face in the whole movie.
Number 1. Head switching. Now, if you take a closer look at this clip, you'll notice that the eyebrows specifically are different from this shot and this shot. And that is because I think they are switching between 2 models, specifically 2 head models for this shot to look the way it is. And the way we do that in Blender, it's actually pretty simple. Let me demonstrate. We have Suzanne here, and let's make a copy and let's deform it a bit and give it a different color. Let's say this is my main model that I use for most of my scenes, and this is the model that I will use for the extreme expressions. Okay? Now, the way I switch between those 2 models and not having to do a lot of manual work is actually pretty simple. It's just a simple geometry node setup. No, don't leave. I know geometry nodes sounds scary, but this one is actually pretty simple. I'll walk you through it. And it's just 3 nodes, so it's nothing complicated. The way this works is, if you have a background in programming, it's basically an if statement. If I input a value of 0, show the original model. If I input anything other than 0, show the other model. The way this works is, we use a compare node and set it to equal to. Set the type to integer, and we're gonna leave the other value at 0. And plug the first value, that's the value we're gonna use to change between the heads, into the group input node. Give it a different name like head switcher. We are halfway there. Now, what we need is something called a switch node. So once we have that, we plug the result from the compare node into the switch node, and we'll be taking the other face, the other model, and drag it into geometry nodes. Make sure to check as instance and plug that into the switch node. Now, we're gonna take the original geometry and plug it into true. Basically, if the value is 0, show the original one. If the value is not 0, show the other one. We plug that in, and voila, works. And this value is animated also, so you can switch between head models while animating seamlessly. So the second element is the use of shape keys. Shape keys is a tool that allows you to store different versions of a model's shape so that you can switch between them. By using this tool, you can achieve the bulging eyeball effect, the expanding nose effect, and you can store multiple mouth shapes at the same time. The last and most definitely not least is the use of 2D drawings. If you look closely at this screenshot here, you'll notice that the mouth and the noses were drawn onto the models. So basically they switched the models into a model with no mouth, no nose, and they just draw it in 2D. You can achieve that effect in Blender by using grease pencil, as you see me doing here. And with that, you have all the tools needed to achieve these kinds of expressions in your animations. If you make anything using the knowledge you learned here in this video, please tag me on Instagram. I love to see people's creativity. And by the way, if you haven't watched the movie yet, go watch it. I cannot recommend it enough. That's all for me from today. Have a good one.